My name is Kat Patteson Poehling. I'm a recent graduate of the Doctorate of Social Work program at Tulane, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I did two different manuscripts, both of them based in reproductive health and reproductive justice. So I started my research project before COVID, and I was planning to do a series of focus groups with case managers that work with the Black Mamas bailout on reproductive health needs and barriers for formerly incarcerated individuals. COVID threw a little bit of a wrench in that, and so we switched over to a systematic review and literature review for reproductive health needs and barriers for formerly incarcerated individuals, as well as a program that I've been working with for some time, which is community-based emergency contraception distribution. I may go back to the focus groups, but for now, I'm actually working on a new research project along with Dr. Downey on faculty at Tulane. So we are working together on a systematic review for long-acting reversible contraceptives and social determinants of health. My journey in reproductive health and justice work is pretty long. It started when I was in undergraduate, when I was working um, gosh, so long ago. I wasn't expecting to think about that. So after I finished my undergraduate school at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, my first job after college was working at a Planned Parenthood clinic. And I worked there for several years. And not only was I sort of the go-to person in my friend group and in my community about all kinds of reproductive health questions, but I just saw how many barriers, myths, and misconceptions there were. And so it really energized me to reverse some of these barriers and dispel some of the myths that are really commonplace in the community. And it opened my eyes a lot to some of those systematic problems that there are, which is something that's sort of guided a lot of my work and my interest in research along the way. I gained support from a lot of different faculty members. All of the DSW faculty were so supportive and helped us kind of think through questions in class. But in particular, it was kind of just an obvious choice for my faculty advisor was Dr. Nubian Sun. She's been a reproductive justice advocate for a very long time, and she's very well known in the community. So when it came to choosing an advisor, I immediately knew that I wanted to continue to investigate reproductive health and justice issues, and that she would be the perfect choice. She really has a strong connection to the community, and a really great respect for the values and ethics that are not so commonplace within the greater community. So the research manuscripts I ended up producing for my advanced clinical project were really research based. It was sort of me and Dr. Sun in front of a computer typing back and forth on Zoom meetings. But I think even beyond that, my work within the community over the last 15 years has informed everything that I did. So my work with the Reproductive Justice Action Collective here in New Orleans really guided my understanding and my knowledge of what is going on in the community. What are some of these barriers and limitations that people are facing when they're trying to access services? My hope for the social work profession is that this research helps inform social workers in the social work community about policy changes that are needed so that we can help write and advocate for policy changes that are going to help support the programs and resources that are needed. And then I hope that social workers can help implement some of these programs and policies like free emergency contraception distribution programs, educating program staff. And then the third point then would be funders. So my hope would be that social workers can assist with applying for and distributing grant funding and government-based funding for these programs and services. Community members can work alongside social workers. I think that that is something that has to go hand in hand because social workers don't do this work in a silo without the community. Their voices are the ones that are the experts in what they need, and the community members should be guiding all of this work. Then the hope is when the programs and services, when the funding is liberated, all of these services can allow people to self-determine what's best for them, what kind of reproductive health services and what kind of reproductive health procedures work best for them.